Hey guys, Tech Timmy here. So I recently did an unboxing of a solar garden owl that was fairly well received on YouTube. It was a product by a company named Hausse, H-A-U-S-S-E, and I had put it out in my garden here. And funny story, so I had initially hoped that it would ward off some geese, and it did a pretty good job with that. Some geese are defiant and they just actually come right up to the owl, and others, it definitely scared them away. The Hausse owl had basically glowing eyes, and it makes a noise if something passes by in its field of view. So what's interesting is my neighbor next door, who's an elderly woman, had liked it so much because she saw that it was scaring the geese away that she asked me to get her one. And I said, you know what? I'm just gonna get a different one and I'll give you this one. So it's now sitting over in her garden, my old Hausse owl. And this one's a little bit different. So this is the Solar Garden Guardian. I don't know if you can see it. And this one actually, in addition to its eyes lighting up and the sound, supposedly its head also rotates, which I liked a little bit just for the cool factor. And I wanted to have a little bit something different than what I gave to my neighbor. So here we are. So I'm going to take this thing out of the box. Right off the bat, this box I like a little bit better than the last one. Last one, there was a sticker covering the owl, so I couldn't really see what the owl looked like. But this, you can almost tell that the head does rotate, which is cool. Again, this is solar. It's a solar battery powered owl, which essentially means that the sun charges the battery within the owl. If it's anything like the other one does a really good job in terms of charging in the sun. And here I have it in full sun, and now it's in my neighbor's garden in full sun. So it works pretty well. So I'm gonna just take this thing out of the box. Obviously a very simple unboxing video, but if you're interested in garden owls of any type, I will also leave I think I'll throw this as part of a playlist, and I will follow this video up with the Hausse owl so that you can see the both and kind of compare what they both look like. So without further ado, I'm gonna take this out of the box. Obviously the packaging, very simple. We have just, same thing on both sides. Solar battery, motion sensor, glowing eyes, realistic hoot, and rotatable head. That's the part that I'm interested in seeing. 24 protection for your garden, waterproof, environment friendly. So like I said, the critter factor here, so this has actually frightened off, in addition to, oh, and I also have my epic unboxing knife here, I should mention, to get this thing out of the box because it is taped up pretty good here. So we're going to do that. And yeah, let's just see what we can do here with this. And get this out of the box for you. Sorry, this is actually a rather big package than what I'm used to, so hopefully I still have it. Yeah, I do actually. So we're still in we still got the camera on this guy. So very no frills packaging in the inside. Oh, this is interesting. So the other one did not come with one of these. So let's see what's in here. It'd be nice if it was stakes, because I had to buy the stakes for the other one separately. No, interestingly, this looks like a charger. So maybe this can also be either controlled by AC, or maybe this will actually charge it up if there's no sun. So that we need to read about. And then the owl itself is just wrapped in a cellophane. Ooh, very majestic looking guy here. A little bit different looking than the last one. But yeah, really cool. The other owl, the one that I gave to my neighbor, I named Hootie. And this one I think we are going to name Ollie. He certainly has a face like an Ollie, doesn't he? Ooh, my name's Ollie, hi. Okay, throwing him for that. And then, so I'm just gonna put him down here for a second and pull out the directions for you. So it looks like this one, the other one did not come with an instruction manual either. So this one looks like some very basic instructions. I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can. Solar powered, 24-hour operation, motion sensor, realistic hoot, blah, blah, blah. 3 ways to install. 2 gaskets at the base, loosen the insides, rotate the gaskets 180 degrees. Okay, so the installation looks a little bit more complex than the other one, but still basic instructions. They look like they're written in plain English, which is good. Please, it's not recommended to place the owl excessively open space such as roofs. Okay, I do not plan to put it on a roof. Please do not place the owl on the ground. Interesting. Okay, so the other one is on the ground, so I have a fence here that I could actually mount this to. Turn off the switch and charge the owl in the sun every few days. Okay, so that will extend the life of the battery. It doesn't really say anything about what that cord does, so I'll do a little bit of investigating with the cord, and I'll leave a comment in the description to see what that's about. So, little tag here. Let's just see if I can hold this up for you. Solar Garden Guardian, Solar Battery, most of it going on. It's the same thing that says on the outside of the box. And then, so it is waterproof, which is great because we do get some pretty crazy rains here. And then more basic instructions on the back. Resisting the owl and the hotter birds and rodents. Okay, so we have those. Oh, and I started to say, so it did ward off some rodents here. So we have a groundhog, Gary the groundhog, who visits frequently here, who I am a fan of, so I actually like the groundhog, but he does eat the flowers and the grass, so if you're not into groundhogs, this will actually ward groundhogs off. And I also noticed at least the other one tended to frighten off squirrels and also rabbits. So we actually have some bunnies out here as well, and they kind of look it up and down, and they do tend to scamper away. The big thing here is the geese, and I'm hoping that this, because the head rotates, as you can see, I'm hoping that actually helps with the whole frightening off the geese thing. So the other one had a on and off switch on the bottom. So this one actually has a plug on the bottom, which is interesting. I'm not seeing the on off switch yet, but so I'm guessing this is if you had wanted to fill it with sand. Geez, it's hard to get off. Let's see, there we go. Yeah, so big hole in the bottom. So the other one did not have that, in order to fill it with sand. And then these guys here, I think will, excuse me, if you unscrew one of the screws, it'll actually swing over, and then you can install a stake to stake it in the ground to secure it further. So, but I do like the fact that it lets me fill it with sand to give it a little bit more heft in terms of so that it won't blow away. And then just looking the product more carefully. So obviously the solar panel here, it looks like there's a little plasticky thing, which I won't bore you with taking off, but that should probably come off. And then, yeah, so switch here. Okay, so there's a little sticker here that says where the switch is. So presumably, we need to peel that off to get at the switch. And well, no, I guess the switch is up under, I see. Okay, so that's interesting. So, all right, Hootie, we're gonna give you a little sticker for your forehead for a second here. I'm gonna get that off in a bit. And then up under the neck, can you see, is the on-off switch. So I'm just gonna throw, and immediately his eyes lit up. I don't know if you caught that. Oh, there we go again. Oh, whoa, hello. All right, so Ollie the owl is very active and definitely a little more intimidating, I think, than the house owl. And also a little bit louder, which hopefully doesn't annoy my neighbors. But yeah, really cool. So I really like this guy. And let me just see if I can, I'm not really sure how oh, there we go. So there's the motion activation, as you can see. And the head doesn't rotate 360 degrees quite, but there's a solid rotation on the head there, which is pretty cool. So I'm thinking that this is gonna freak the geese out. I'm hoping. It's very realistic looking. Like I said, a little intimidating, particularly if you're a goose, I would say. And then just even moving around back and forth, it does seem to have a sensitive sort of motion detector. And let me get the ridiculous sticker off his forehead here. I just did that as a goof. But and then again, just real quick, it looks like there's something or other, a plug, some sort of plug in the back here. So that's where the charger goes. Or it's either charger or maybe it's just general AC. So I'm gonna look into that. Like I said, I'll leave a comment in the description in terms of what that cord is about. The other one did not have a cord at all, which is interesting. So that might be a nice backup if it's, we have a lot of cloudy days in a row and so forth. But okay, so Ollie, I'm going to throw the switch under your neck here and turn you off so we don't annoy everyone too much. But I guess that's the idea, isn't it? Is that we want to be able to annoy. And then, yeah, so the head does turn manually. I guess I probably wouldn't recommend that because it could break, I'm assuming. But yeah, so this is the Solar Garden Guardian. And what an impressive guardian he is. And so I'm excited. I'm actually thinking right now that I'm kind of stoked that I gave my neighbor the other one instead of this one, if I'm being honest. This one is just a little bit cooler, and I do like the rotating head, as I said. So anyhow, This is the Solar Garden Guardian unboxing, and if you got any value from this video, if you wouldn't mind just giving me a quick thumbs up, it actually really helps my channel out a lot, and also tells YouTube that this was a good video and they may show more of my videos as a result, so I appreciate that greatly. And then if you are into anything to do with home related technology, this is sort of a low-tech product, but it is solar. I do lots of smart home videos and videos about all manner of consumer electronics and so forth. So subscribe to my channel if you're interested in that sort of thing. And that's it for now. I will, as I said, I will include a follow-on video of the Hoss Owl in a playlist right after this one, so it should start right up after this video. So until next time, Timmy signing off, and bye from Ollie as well. Woo, woo. Later.